Hello learners, and welcome to another week at CPDLF. We're coming down to the end, just a little bit more to do. We're going to finish up this unit, take your semester review and exam, and your final exam. So let's get started. So this week we're going to start with Unit 11.10, which is September 11th, 2001. And most of you were probably not born then or very, very young. So anyway, 9/11 it's often referred to, so I'm going to show you a short video of that in just a little bit. Then you're going to move on to the war in Iraq and Afghanistan and the project on immigration, and you're going to go on to a quiz called A World Event in America, and you'll do a lesson 11.16, which is the Obama presidency, and you're going to play a little bit of presidential trivia there. And then you'll wrap up the week with Unit 11.17, which talks about some contemporary issues such as immigration, bilingual education, affirmative action, gay rights, globalization, Americans with disabilities, and some rights in general. So you'll kind of look over some issues that have changed a lot in the last 100 years and what that means for today's society. So there's a lot of really interesting things in this chapter, this unit, that I think you guys are going to really like. Okay, so let's get to the 9/11 video. I don't know how much you know about this or how many videos you've watched. There's a ton of videos out there, some really great videos. But this one's a short 5-minute video clip that will kind of show you what happened that day in New York City. We're not going to go into Shanksville or the Pentagon. We're just focused today on what happened in Lower Manhattan that day. Okay, so here we go.
September 11th, 2001. A day of grief. A day of courage. This is how that day unfolded.
My daughter called me. She said, a plane just flew into the World Trade Center. I said, nah, you gotta be kidding. It's gotta be a Piper Cub or some clown was flying down the river.
At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 from Boston, with 92 aboard, traveling at a speed of 470 miles per hour, strikes the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex. Within minutes, officials coordinate the citywide emergency response. Their base of operations is a state-of-the-art command center located on the 23rd floor of 7 World Trade Center. With one tower in flames, the tragedy is only beginning. It is 9:03 when United Airlines Flight 175, with 65 aboard, traveling at the speed of 590 miles per hour, smashes into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. This aircraft strikes the corner of the South Tower. It rips a diagonally shaped gash from the 84th to the 78th floors. The South Tower lasts only 56 minutes before it succumbs at 9:59 a.m. A dust cloud billows outward for blocks. Victims stagger away. At 10:28, the television mast atop the North Tower spears straight down.
Once the collapse started, there really wasn't any way to stop it. It was just going to go all the way down once it got started.
Chaos in New York City. Power is down in Lower Manhattan. Phone lines jammed with more than 230 million calls. Hundreds of firefighters trapped in the towers. Hundreds more race to the scene. Falling debris from the collapse of the North and South Towers ignites fires in the neighboring buildings of the World Trade Center. World Trade 4, 5, and 6 are ablaze. World Trade 7, the building housing the city's command center, burns unchecked for 7 hours. At 5:20, it collapses. The city's emergency nerve center is destroyed.
Somewhere in that time, and it's very hard to keep track of time during this, they had been ordered to evacuate number 7 by the Port Authority. To this day, we don't know who gave that order, but whoever it was saved a lot of people's lives.
With New York a war zone, some residents walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to get out of the city. Others seek escape in vessels piloted by the Army Corps of Engineers. At 7:45 p.m., the New York Police Department says 78 officers are missing and estimates that 200 firefighters are dead. At 10:56 p.m., police officials say they believe there are victims alive in the rubble of the World Trade Center.
Working with urban search and rescue teams, there was a lot of areas to be searched underneath the debris field. There were voids that had to be searched for possible live people.
September 11th, 2001, the longest and most tragic day in New York's history, is drawing to a close.
Okay, so hopefully you learned something new about 9/11 that you hadn't already previously learned. This was always a very sad topic. We'd go back to school in the fall, and I always made it a point to talk to my geography kids about it because I taught 7th grade, and many learners had not been exposed to it, knew nothing about it. So I always kind of showed some videos, discussed it, and I always talked about it. It's actually supposed to be a day of service now, people giving back, and people make care packages that day. So just think about that as you come across September 11th in the fall. Okay, just kind of keep it in the back of your mind and remember it as a day that, one of the worst days in American history, as well as a day that they try to turn it into something positive with giving back to the community. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me this week. Remember, the end of the year is May 25th at midnight. All the programs are going to shut down, so hopefully you are at least at 100% with at least a 70% with all of your launches complete. Okay, so any questions or concerns, reach out, and you guys have a great week. Thanks. Bye.